Hey, this is Donovan Hylton, not only wishing you a great rest of the day, but congratulating you in advance for the prosperity that's coming into you and your loved one's life. I just want to take a few seconds, and I was just pondering, if you will, in regards to income. There's this thing called cash flow. You have to make sure you have your cash flow going, where not only are you giving out expenses, but you're also receiving income. You want to make sure your income is greater than your expenses. One of the greatest ways one is able to ensure that their income is greater than their expenses is to create a budget and be wise in what they're spending. So that way you can save money. That's one of the greatest ways one can do that. I want you to understand, and this is not a downgrade in any way, but the thing is, you have to start with earned income, according to Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad Poor Dad. You got to start with earned income. That's where you're trading your skill and time for money. But as you do that, and over a course of time, you want to be able to transfer that skill and leverage it in various ways to where you can create additional streams of income to where eventually, with all due respect, you're able to leave that primary income if you choose. And so I say that to say, as you build your brand, your reputation, and your skill set and your experience and your testimonies in regards to getting more customers, you want to make sure, and just keep in mind that when you're receiving an income, if you're just receiving a traditional paycheck, that's great, but are you growing from that? And what I mean by that is, I've always started with earned income. Now I'm in a self-employed earned income. And what I mean by that is, I'm employed. I'm self-employed though. So I have to answer to myself. If I don't do the job, I don't get paid, in so many words. But the bottom line is, the difference is when I receive my income, I'm also building relationships with my clients who I have been fortunate through the spirituality realm to be able to actually see these clients as mentors. Because why? They're at a financial wealth that I want to be at the minimum. And so when I'm receiving my income from these clients, I'm also getting to know them, their philosophies, their perspectives, and the way they do business. And so I'm able to take my income based upon the relationships I'm building with them and actually implement and actually copy and paste what they're doing, compared to receiving a traditional paycheck, because I'm working hard during the week or bi-weekly, receiving my paycheck, and then I go about my business. But the challenge with that is, when you receive your paycheck, you're not getting the experience and the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding from the person that's writing the paycheck. Now, let's say the human resource department is writing the paycheck, but at the same time, the director is just someone working 9 to 5, has no type of entrepreneurial aspiration, so they're just writing the paychecks. So you can't really learn anything from the human resource director because they're not entrepreneur minded. So you got to get to the next level to where you can connect with somebody within the organization that's entrepreneurial minded, that's writing the paychecks. So that way you can start to change your perspective. Not to change it all the way, but to change it in regards to living in a capitalistic society. How do relationships create, develop, and maintain? And what is the common denominator when you're in a capitalistic society? What is that denominator? And also, how does the world go around in regards to the economic engine? And one of the ways you're able to do that is by staying as close as you can to those that are writing you a paycheck, because they're customers of yours. And know that when you are self-employed or running a business, you say, oh, well, I don't have a boss. You're incorrect. Your boss is your customer. Your boss is your client. So when you go into business for yourself, you might have over 200 customers. You went from one boss to 200 bosses, because each customer is supposedly that precious and valuable to you. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get to a point where you're taking your customer base for granted. You can lose a few, no problem. That's cool. But at the end of the day, we're still serving someone. And so all I'm simply saying is, as you're receiving your income, make sure that you're able to connect with the individuals that are cutting the check. Now, you have some that are working, but they're making enough income to where they are also diversifying their portfolio. They're buying property. They're buying stocks, bonds, and certificates. They're investing in various things to where they're working, but they don't have to if they don't want to, or if things ever slow down, they have additional income to where they're able to sustain. And those are the individuals at the minimum you want to connect to. Get to the people that are leading the financial game in a capitalistic society so you can put yourself and the community you serve in the best position possible. Don't just receive money and the experience. Receive money and the wisdom. Receive money and the overstanding. Receive money and the understanding so that you can copy and implement what the industries and the sectors are doing for your community and for yourself and for your family. Donovan Hylton, CEO of Hylton Marketing Agency, just giving you some insight. If you felt this message was worth of value to you, thank you in advance for going to the cash.me app and donating what you felt this message was worth. Outside of that, congratulations in advance. I wish you all the best. Just wanted to throw that out there to you real quick before I lost my mind or it lost out of my mind. And wish you a great rest of the day. Donovan Hylton, CEO of Hylton Marketing Agency, reminding you we're more than just marketing.